And based on ITU statistics, close to 30% Africans on the internet. Internet penetration is growing at 45%, and we are close to 100% teledensity by the end of this year. And with massive investment in infrastructure, more than $100 billion dollars across Africa, Africa surely is growing, and it must continue to grow smart to boost intra-African trade, which is currently below 8%. It is for this imperative reason for change that I have the privilege also to commend the President of Rwanda, His Excellency President Paul Kagame of Rwanda, for hosting the Transform Africa conferences for championing Smart Africa. And the focus of the Smart Africa that is being championed is that private sector should lead. And we're happy that even His Excellency, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, is also fostering a Smart Africa as exemplified by the example set by His Excellency Engineer Atif Helmi, the Honorable Minister of Communication and Information Technology. Can we put our hands together for His Excellency? I'm also pleased to also note that my own president in Nigeria, His Excellency President Goodluck Jonathan, has used ICT to transform Nigeria with its recent GDP surge to becoming the #1 economy in Africa at US $520 billion. We see many presidents, we see many ministers, and we're happy to note the presence of the Deputy Minister of Communication in Ethiopia, Mr. Geshewa. Thank you for coming, sir. And we can see also in Ethiopia there is transformation taking place all over Africa. I believe the momentum should be sustained across Africa. Hence, AFICTA's commitment to effective collaboration among all stakeholders, whether government, civil society, academia, technical community, business, intergovernmental organization as well. We have thus signed MOU with Information Technology Industry Agency of Egypt, the sponsor of this event, and collaborating with the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, ICANN, with whom we have partnered to organize the Domain Name System Workshop. And we have also partnered the Alliance for Affordable Internet to bring in internet affordability to all Africans. Africa cannot operate in isolation. Therefore, today, in the spirit of collaboration, AFICTA will be signing an MOU with our counterpart in Asia, the Asia-Oceania Community Industry Organization, which is represented here today by Mr. Stansi. Mr. Stansi is right there. Mr. Stansi, thank you. Over the course of the year, we have played a significant role in the global stage to enabling African private sector voices to be heard. Is it at the Net Mundia in Brazil, or the International Chamber of Commerce, business action in support of the Information Society, or ICANN, or the UNCSTD, and this working group on enhanced cooperation, or at MAG. We will continue to keep engaging, knowing fully well that it is the right thing to do. And so at this second summit, we shall be looking at policy frameworks, initiatives, solutions, case studies, and practices that are successful and that we can effectively replicate elsewhere in Africa. There are many success stories in Egypt that we can replicate, and this is one of the fora to make that possible. The mobile money phenomenon in Kenya, the M-Pesa, is being replicated across Africa and has morphed into a robust e-payment system in Nigeria, thereby boosting commerce and productivity. The deliberate policy of enhancing business in Rwanda has catapulted it to the top ladder in the World Bank Doing Business ranking in Africa. The application of ICT, even in agriculture, has helped Nigerian farmers to work smarter, and it has even helped many not to die again. Mortality has improved, and many illegal drugs, fake drugs, are being confiscated. They can easily be determined by many citizens because it is ICT enabled. So the list of the transformative ability of ICT goes on. And so as part of our broad strategy to increase intra-African trade, currently less than 8%, business matchmaking is a major feature of this year's summit, and it will continue as a permanent feature of IFTTT membership, thanks to the innovative approach of ETISA. I'm delighted that this summit is happening in conjunction with the Cairo ICT exhibition, where the very latest products of innovation in ICT will be displayed to advance uptake in cloud computing, datafication, Internet of Things, broadband, mobile apps, among others. Please, I enjoin you to avail yourself with what Cairo ICT exhibition has to offer. As I conclude this message, I would like to reflect on the World Summit on Information Society 2015 Targets Review. The review is currently ongoing, and I would like to congratulate the United Nations and its WSIS coordinating body, the Commission for Science and Technology for Development, and also not forgetting UNCTAD, ITU. We are pleased to have with us delegates from ITU, UNESCO, also pleased to have you here, UNECA and AU, for their catalytic role towards smart Africa that we want. The existing inclusive multi-stakeholder strategy is delivering results which must be sustained for a post-2015 development agenda. The CSTD Working Group on Enhanced Cooperation, in which I am privileged to serve, is one multi-stakeholder grouping reflecting the need for continuous cooperation and collaboration among all stakeholders on policy matters pertaining to the governance of the Internet. IFTTT and our members are poised to engage for the long haul towards Smart Africa vision, which His Excellency Atif Helmi very strongly believe in. And I'm so happy he said it's not just an investment, it is a commitment. A big round of applause to the Minister. I would like to thank His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and Minister Atif Helmi, the Director of International Relations, Nemi Es-Sadani, who we work together at the CSTD Working Group on Internet Governance, and did Egypt very proud, and Africa very proud indeed. I want to thank the management, the board of ETISA for hosting IFTTT, and Africa in particular. And my appreciation also goes to ITIDA, the business constituency of ICANN Cell, NIDA, the Galaxy Backbone, Nigeria, and all our sponsors. Of course, Mentor Graphics, Omega, I want to appreciate you all. And it's very important that I also note the strong support of my Vice Chair, Mr. Adrian Chauvet. Mr. Adrian Chauvet from South Africa. Very strong support from Mr. Adrian Chauvet. And of course, while noting the exceptional commitment of Engineer Ozam Egama, he has shown exceptional commitment to this vision. Thank you for sharing the vision with the rest of Africa. With Africa together, we shall realize our full potentials for a smart Africa we very much desire. Thank you and enjoy the summit. Shukran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good morning. Your Excellency, Honorable ICT Delegate, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Ittisal, I would like to welcome you again in Egypt, and we would like to welcome all the IFTTT guests who are coming for Cairo, being hosted the first summit in Egypt. As you know, NGOs play an important role for the sustainable development process for any country. NGOs play always the advocacy role in cooperation with the government. Also, NGO, including interactions and the integrations with the society, inspiring all peoples in order to play on the other side roles, looking for the humanity, growth and improvement in our countries. As you know all, there are certain statistical numbers, I'm pretty sure that you know it better than me, which indicates that Africa today is growing more and more in the usage of ICT technology. For the ICT user numbers, for the mobile subscriptions, for the householdings access to the internet, for the mobile broadband subscriptions, and this is increasing year over year. Of course, there is still a gap between what we have today in Africa and compared to other continents. But we are counting all together to work to fill that gap. Together is the key word. Together we can work for the development of our society. Together we can empower the development and the implementation of the ICT technology in our continent. Together we can build the bridge to success. Together we can plan better and a bright future for our child and for smart Africa. NGOs is playing always an important role for the strategy and the implementations of the ICT technology, and of course in partnering with the government. And here in Egypt, Ittisal is playing that role in partnership with the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology under the guiding and the support of His Excellency Engineer Atif Hilmi, Minister of Communication and Information Technology. You know all how is the importance of the ICT technology. ICT technology drives more and more today strategies for different nations. ICT technology using more and more today as parameters, as indicator for the nation's competitiveness. And also this give indication, ranking, how easy countries are doing business. Ittisal in its role in the national levels, in cooperation with ITIDA, in cooperation with the different organizations inside Ministry of Communication and Information Technology, all the local partners, to evolve and support more and more the evolutions of ICT in Egypt. Eتصال is continuing its role in order to see how progress we are doing in our country. Also, in the last times, we achieved to get partnerships in the regional side. And with the event of today, we are working more and more for our presence in our continent, in Africa. Your Excellencies, honorable ICT delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to, on behalf of Ittisal, to thank you again being with us today. Thanks for your confidence and the trust in Ittisal to organize such summit. As I said, today, over the coming 3 days in the program, there are a lot of panels, sessions, which will discuss more and more the status of the ICT technology in our continent, where we are today, where we hope to go for tomorrow. I wish for all of you a wonderful day together. Thank you very much. Now I have the pleasure, of course, to welcome His Excellency Engineer Atif Helmi, Minister of Communication and Information and Technology, who is always supporting us as Ittisal, as a FECTA. Engineer Atif, welcome, please.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صباح الخير جميعا. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, honorable guests, dear colleagues. It gives me great pleasure and honor to join you today to contribute to the second AFECTA Summit in Cairo. And I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of the ICT sector to extend our great welcome to our dear guests from Africa and from all regional and international organizations, and to our colleagues as well in the ICT sector. Special thanks to everybody who has put the time and the effort to start with great ambition for a very successful summit in Cairo. Special welcome and thanks to Jameson Olaviu, the chairman of AFECTA. Great thanks to Dr. Hazim Tahawi, the chairman of Ittisal, and to all the resources and the professionalism of Ittisal members who have contributed to this event. And the special thanks to the dynamo of this event, Engineer Hussam Al-Gamal. And definitely thanks to my colleagues at the ministry and at ITIDA for their great contribution to reflect the image of the ICT in Egypt and to reflect Egypt as a country of peace and love for all our neighboring countries. There is no doubt that we at Africa, all the countries, are facing huge challenges. But with the challenges, there are always hopes and opportunities. And we as people involved in the ICT industries, no matter whatever our capacity, whether it's a government official or an NGO or a multinational or an industry experts, we all believe that ICT is a tool for change. And we believe with the ICT movement towards the digital economy, we can make big impact on our countries. There is no doubt we have challenges related to productivity, efficiency, transparency, social justice, and improving the level of services to our citizens. And we all agree that ICT is the right tool to do that. However, while it is easy to set the vision and to set the strategy, we have to realize that there are a lot of hard work and a lot of resources have to be allocated to actually achieve our vision and our dreams. The good thing that we know, but the challenge in how we are going to transform what we know into practical programs and initiatives to benefit our countries. But the hope that with this collaboration between all stakeholders, whether the government or NGOs, multinationals, local companies, and with the participation of international organizations, this is the right way to start. That's why I have great hopes that the outcome of the IFTTT summit will have a great positive impact on our countries. There are a lot that we can learn from each other. There are a lot that we can benefit each other. Egypt has a great responsibility, and as I mentioned to Jameson, it's a commitment. It's not an investment. It's a commitment from Egypt to work with our neighboring countries and our brothers and sisters from Africa, really to do whatever we can to help each other to bridge the gap for a better future of our societies. We started with some activities. Just I would like to mention some of them. That this is definitely, the start is not up to our expectation because there are a lot that we can do. But however, late better than never. With Uganda, we started by training 120 of the trainers in the area of outsourcing and offshoring. And the good news that these 120 professionals that have been trained, now they are training over 3,000 professionals in Uganda. And in Uganda as well, thank you. And in Uganda as well, when we realized that there is a need with the deployment of ICT, cybersecurity is becoming one of the top requirements to protect our societies. That's why we trained 20 professionals from Uganda on security issues and on some of the issues related to the cybersecurity centers. And we supported our colleagues in Uganda to start establishing the first CERT in Uganda. In Democratic Republic of Congo, we worked with our colleagues there and we established the CalTrauma to protect the heritage of Congo through the technology that we have learned. And with the basin countries, the Nile basin countries, Sudan, Burundi, and Eritrea, we have trained 70 professionals to start actually working in their communities to develop the right expertise. And as I know that tomorrow you will have the chance to visit one of our really flags for new modern Egypt, which is a smart village. we have gained a lot of expertise in the area of building technology parks, and we are working with different countries in Africa to transfer our experience and knowledge to them. This is just a few examples of how we are going to start interacting together to make sure that we are going together to bridge the gap and achieve what we believe is better for our societies. Digital economy is the right way to go. Digital economy is the right way to achieve the socio-development, economical development for our countries. However, there are some of the fundamentals that have to be there. Without high-speed internet, we'll not be able to achieve the bridging to the digital site. Without leveraging the cloud computing, we'll not be able to do that. Without leveraging the e-contents and the transformation of what we have as heritage and histories and values and development of our sectors, will not be able to bridge the gap. Without a proper utilization for the mobile and to have the right usage and to use this magic equipment in our hand and in the hands of our societies, instead of definitely using the voice services, but we have to use it for a proper internet service to develop our societies. I'm very happy that the conference today will cover topics of great importance like e-education, e-health, e-agriculture, broadband, internet governance. All of these items are really what is really going to help us, all of us, to achieve our mission and our vision. And I really trust with the kind of expertise that we have in the room. And I know that in the afternoon there will be a lot of Egyptian companies will join you. I think this is a real practical start to move together for a better future. Tomorrow you are going to visit the Smart Village, and you're going to have the chance to see what really we can make the difference in our society by utilizing the power and the energy of our young generations. Africa is very lucky. Despite the challenges that we have, our best treasure is our new young generation. But we have to give them the tools. We have to develop their skills in a professional way to be able to compete and service not only their countries, but to compete at a regional and a global level. And I have huge confidence through the experience that we have passed in Egypt, that Africa will be the next really force in making the change in the world. Dr. Hazem mentioned huge potential of that the next 1 billion mobile will come from this region. And this is again an indication for us before having this indication to the global world that the developing countries worth a lot of attention. And with our collaboration together, I think we can put ahead in the international conferences and organizations that we are part of it, that they have to look for the developing countries, and we have to put our requirements loud and clear that the next investment and the next growth is going to be in the African continent. I encourage you to use this vehicle and platform to work and to put real actions, that this is the start, and we need to follow that in the future with a lot of activities. I'm extremely delighted to be part of your activities today, and I trust together we can achieve a better future for our continent. And again, I would like really to thank each and every person who has put the effort to make this event with the level and the quality and the professionalism that we can really make an impact on our society. And thank you very much.